Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Southard here, and I hope you enjoyed the story in part 1, Babushka's Doll by Patricia Polacco. I know I did. Now, I just want to ask you a couple of questions to see if you can remember some things that happened in the story. First of all, what does babushka mean in Russian? Think about it. That's right, it means grandmother. Babushka means grandmother. Great job. My next question is, what happens to the doll when Babushka goes to the grocery store? Think about it. That's right, she comes to life. The doll comes to life. Great job. My next question is, how does Natasha feel when the doll is demanding to have everything she wants right now? How does Natasha feel? Think about it. Great job. The words that I came up with were Natasha is feeling stressed. She's feeling exhausted, like she just can't keep up. And she's feeling really overwhelmed. This doll is asking her to do things she doesn't even know how to do. And then in the end, Natasha's even feeling sad and she breaks into tears because she's so overwhelmed. Great job, boys and girls. I can tell you understood the story really well. Now, let's think back to the very beginning of the story. In the very beginning of the story, would you say that Natasha was patient? No, she wasn't being patient. She was demanding, I want to do this now, now. So we could say that Natasha was impatient. In the beginning of the story, is Natasha being kind? No, she's not being kind. She's being kind of nasty to her grandmother, to her babushka, right? She's using a tone that is very, well, we would say unkind. She's being unkind. And in the beginning of the story, would you say that Natasha was being considerate? Is she being considerate of her babushka's feelings? Is she being considerate of all the things that babushka has to do? No. She's being inconsiderate. Inconsiderate. Great job, boys and girls. So at the very beginning, Natasha was impatient, unkind, and inconsiderate towards her babushka and how her babushka was feeling. However, the story ends, the very last sentence in the story is, and Natasha turned out to be quite nice after all. So Natasha went through some changes, didn't she? And I want you to think about what caused her to change. What caused her to change from being impatient, unkind, and inconsiderate to being nice? Pause the video right now and think about it. If you have an adult nearby or a friend, have a discussion with them. What caused Natasha to change? Great job, boys and girls. Welcome back. You've got an answer in your head? I'll share mine and let's see if we have similar ideas. So my idea was that what caused Natasha to change was that the doll came to life and then Natasha had to take care of the doll and deal with the doll being impatient, unkind, and inconsiderate. So Natasha got to see what it was like, got to feel what it was like to be her babushka when her babushka was taking care of her. So I like to say that this means Natasha got to take a walk in her grandmother's shoes, or take a walk in her babushka's shoes. So what does that mean? To take a walk in someone else's shoes is a phrase that means you get to see what it feels like to be somebody else. Then you can understand what it's like, all the hard things that they have to go through. Taking a walk in someone else's shoes. And that's called empathy. Great job. Now, for your response today, I want you to try to think about and consider what it might be like to take a walk in someone else's shoes. And for today's response, we're going to choose one of your caretakers. So that could be your mom, your dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt, uncle, neighbor, brother, sister, whoever is taking care of you right now, or anyone that takes care of you. I want you to think about what it's like to walk in their shoes. So, what do they have to do every day to take care of you? What are some things that they have going on that they have to do in order to keep the household running? Like how Babushka, she has to do the laundry, she has to feed the goats, she has to take care of Natasha and bring her lunch. So Babushka doesn't always have time to tend to Natasha right now because she's got so many other things to do. So for your response today, you're going to consider what it's like to be one of your caretakers. So your response might look something like this. First of all, you're going to give a title. So my title would be something like A Walk in My Mom's Shoes, or maybe A Walk in My Aunt's Shoes, something like that. Then you're going to write your response. This is just an example. My mom works really hard. She has lots of things to do every day. First, she makes me breakfast and feeds our pets. Then she goes to work and has to do a lot of paperwork. She also answers a lot of calls. She also has to go to the grocery store to buy food for our family. Then she has to cook it. She also cleans the house and does the laundry. And I finished with ... because that means you could just go on and on as much as you are considering what it's like to be in their shoes. So that's your response for today. Go ahead and have fun with it. And I hope from this story you learned that the next time you want something right now, that you'll try to remember all of the other things that your caretakers have to do. And instead of being impatient, unkind, or inconsiderate, I hope you will choose to be patient, kind, and considerate. Thanks, boys and girls. I hope you enjoyed the lesson, and I'll see you in the next video.